Okay, guys, if you'd like to take a comfortable seated position. Breathing in through the nose, really long. And out through the mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Just a couple more of those. And then taking your arms up, interlocking your fingers, and turning your palms up to the sky, and just give yourself a stretch. And releasing down, and then coming up again and interlocking your fingers the other way. And arms back down. Shoulders up, shoulders back, shoulders down your back. Just a few rolls like that. And then the other way. And letting your head in, your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. Little neck stretch. Breathing in to come back up and exhale down to the left. Inhaling up and back down to the right. Inhaling up and back down to the left. And then just take your head in a circle. And change direction. And back to centre. Okay, then your left arm up, palm facing to the right, and just a little side bend, stretching your fingertips up to the far corner. And inhaling up and to the other side, letting your left shoulder drop away from your ear. Maybe glancing down and out underneath your arm just to make sure your chest's nice and open. One more time on the right. And back to the left. Okay, and then just getting rid of any props you've got on the mat, come onto the tabletop. Fingers nice and spread. Wrists directly underneath your shoulders. Nice strong arms. Eye of your elbow pointing forward. And as you inhale, letting your belly sink, bringing your chest up, looking up into cow pose. And as you exhale, drop your head, bringing your back up, arching, pushing really up through your arms and your shoulders. Inhaling to cow. And exhale to cat. Couple more, inhaling. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then coming back to neutral, tuck your toes and push up into an easy down dog. Bent knees, heels off the ground, pushing up through your hands. Your belly rest on your thighs. Let your chest drop down. And then just small steps to the front of your mat and into a forward fold with your legs bent. And inhale, pushing up through your feet, all the way up, stretching up a little back bend, and then bringing your hands back down by your sides. Okay, just check your alignment in your mountain pose. Stacking your joints, outside edges of your feet parallel with the outside edges of your mat, palms facing forward, nice strong legs. Chin parallel with the ground. Inhaling, arms up. And as you exhale, stretch your fingertips really far in front and coming down into a forward fold, keeping your knees soft. Inhale, halfway rise and stretching your back forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, and exhale to mountain. Inhaling, arms up, and exhale, folding down. Inhale, halfway rise, exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, and exhale to mountain. Inhaling, arms up, and stretching forward all the way down into your fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and this time plant your hands shoulder width apart, step your feet back and come into a plank pose. Just take an extra breath here while you just check your alignment, eyes of your elbows forward, strong arms into your shoulders, and as you exhale, knees down, flats of feet down, pushing your bottom back. And then as you come forward with your elbows on the floor, sliding between those arms until your elbows come off and your chest and your chin are on the floor. And then sliding your legs back, push up into a little cobra and exhale to downward facing dog. Take a breath. And on your next exhale, bringing your feet to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Grabbing your elbows, letting your arms dangle down, let your head be loose. Bending your knees, belly on your thighs. And then swapping arms so that you're swapping over, so you're holding your elbows the way around. And then inhaling a halfway rise, exhale, plant your hands into plank and go through another Vinyasa. So knees, chest, chin, sliding back, little cobra, and downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. And then on your next exhale, stepping to the front of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. And then as you inhale, pushing up through your feet, all the way up, and bringing your hands down to your side into mountain pose. Just take a moment to reset. Inhaling up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, planting your hands, step back into plank. Go through a Vinyasa, Yogi's Choice. Couple of breaths. And then this time, stepping your left foot forward to the front of the mat, bring your right foot to meet into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, and exhale to mountain pose. Take a breath. And then as you inhale, bring your arms forward and sit in your chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back into plank through a Vinyasa, and we'll meet for a few breaths in downward facing dog. On your next exhale, right foot forward, bringing the left to meet into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. And inhale, bringing your arms forward, sit down in your chair, checking the alignment of your knees. Big toe and first toe you should just be able to see. And exhale to mountain. Take a breath. Inhaling, arms forward and sit in your chair. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, plant your hands. Coming into a plank. Through a vinyasa. When you come to downward facing dog, inhaling your right leg up. Bring it forward to the front of the mat, turning out your back foot and come up into warrior one. Reaching up, looking up between your hands, and exhale, hands down into plank, through a vinyasa and into downward facing dog. Inhaling your left leg up, and as you exhale, plant at the front of the mat, turning out the back foot 45 degrees, and into a warrior one on the other side. Exhaling, hands down into plank, through a vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog for a few breaths. And stepping to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up into your chair. And exhale to mountain. Okay, guys, if you'd like to grab your bolster and bring it and put it at the base of your wall. And then, because you need to get your bum right up against the wall, so the easiest way, I think, is to come in sideways, putting your hip on the bolster, and then turning, and then hotching in a bit. There we go. And then what I'd like you to do is just let your legs just gently drop down to each side, to wherever's comfortable, and just relax. We'll stay here for about another minute, just over a minute. Okay, so just using your hands, bringing your legs back up together, and then rolling onto your side and coming off the bolster. Okay, next we're going to need the bolster again, but on the mat this time. Okay, so popping the bolster lengthways, the top end of your mat, and then just come and sit right up in front of it. Okay, so your lower back's against it, and then just rolling back onto there. Now, if this is too much, you might want to put something under your head. That's fine. And then you're going to bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together and just let your knees drop out. And again, we'll stay here for about 3 minutes. Just let your shoulders drop down. Try and relax all around your lower back and your hips. Just remember, any pinching, just readjust to get rid of that. You don't want any pinching in your joints or anything. And if while you're doing these, your mind is racing, then just try and do some breathing. And I suggest the 4-8 breath that we did in the gravity yoga sessions. So you're breathing in for 4 through the nose and out for 8 through the mouth. Helps you to relax and just distract your mind a bit. About 45 seconds to go. Okay, so again, using your hands, bringing your knees back together and just rolling off to the side to come off the bolster. Okay, so the next one, you're going to need your brick. This is one that you're quite familiar with by now. We're going to do a bridge pose using the brick to support our back. So, onto your back. Soles of the feet on the floor, bend your knees. Bring your feet hip width apart. And then rolling your bottom up, rolling up your spine. And then placing the block on one of the lower settings. underneath the bony bit at the bottom of your back, under your sacrum. And then just relax down. And then if you want to take this a little bit further, then again, pushing your bottom up, turn the brick up onto its end. You may need to go onto your toes to get this into position. And again, relax. Feet nicely apart to give you some balance. And relax as much as you can. Relax your jaw. Let your tongue relax in the bottom of your mouth. Do about another minute. Okay, so coming onto your toes, pushing your hips up. Remove the block and very slowly and carefully rolling your spine down onto the floor until you're completely down. Well done. Okay, so now if you'd like to come and sit up, grabbing your bolster. So you can sit along the, well, you can sit either way along your mat actually. So we're in a bit of a straddle pose, not particularly wide. We're going to bend our knees, okay? Now, if you need a bit of height under your bottom here, if you're finding that your back's not straight when you're in this position, and then grabbing your bolster, and if you put it end on the ground and slope up to you, and just lean onto it. And I'm just going to turn to the side now so you can see what this looks like from the side. So you're just hugging that bolster and relax. About halfway there now for this one. Okay, so coming back up. Okay, so keeping your bolster, if you'd like to sit in a staff pose, which is where you have your feet directly out in front of you, just take your bottom flesh back out of the way. And then this also, you might need a bit of an extra cushion here. You won't know till you try to have something handy. So bolster goes across your lap, well, probably around there, around to the middle of your legs. And you're just going to fold forward onto it. So if you need a bit of height, then just add a cushion or a pillow or whatever brings that up to a reasonable height for you. And then just folding forward and relaxing down. We'll stay here for about another minute.
Okay, so just bringing yourself back up and grabbing your brick. And into a straddle pose, this time a wider straddle pose. Bum flesh again out of the way. And then coming forward, and what I want you to do is just place your forehead on the brick. Now you might need some height under the brick, so for instance you might need to use your bolster and then put the brick on the bolster. So whatever height you need under there, just let your arms relax down. Couple more minutes. You might find that after a while, as this sort of body stretches, you might need to tweak yourself a bit. You might need to move the block forward, or maybe reduce the height of the block, or just stay where you are. It's fine. Stay here for another minute. Okay, so just gently coming back up. Bring your knees together. Maybe give your legs a bit of a shake. Okay. So I want you then to go back into your straddle pose. You probably need a bolster for this one. Try it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to do the same again, but we're going over to the side. So just leaning forward over your right leg. I've got a bolster. Use whatever you need. If you need more height, you can do that propping up thing that we did as when we went forwards like this. Every time you breathe out, just try and really relax. And do another half minute here. Okay, so just bringing yourself carefully up from that, and we'll switch sides. And we're halfway there on this one. Okay, so coming back up right again. Knees, bringing your knees together. Bring your legs a little shake out. Okay, so I'm going to do a supported twist now. So bringing your bolster lengthways, bringing your hips next to it, with your knees, your feet behind you, your feet to the side. Okay, so you're sat. And then I want you to breathe in and get some length into your spine. And then turning towards that bolster, just walking down and coming down onto it. And if it's comfortable, you can turn your head to the right. We'll stay here for a couple of minutes. If you need more height, then just build that up.
Okay. Coming up onto your hands and walking back up. Switch sides.
So bringing your legs over to the right, bringing your knees, your hip up against the bolster, and then bringing yourself in tall as you breathe in. Stretch that spine, and as you exhale, turn towards that bolster and walk your hands forward, side where the mammaries are going. And if you can, turn your head to the left. Okay, so again, coming back up. Okay, so yeah, I think you can get rid of all of your props now. And coming onto your back, in the middle of the mat. Now what I'd like you to do is take your right foot to the outside edge of the mat and then bring your left foot to it. Okay, so they're both going to the right hand side of the mat. And then I want you to wiggle keeping your pelvis where it is, wiggle your shoulders also over to the right hand side of the mat to bring yourself into a banana shape. And we'll just stay here for a minute or two. If you want to bring up your left arm, you can. Just put that wherever's comfortable. Okay, slowly, carefully, just bringing your lower and your upper body back to the centre of the mat. You might need to just glance down and check that you are central, because your body will feel different on one side to the other and might make you think you're straight when you're not. Okay, now taking your left leg to the left side of your mat and following it with your right leg. And moving your upper body also towards the left side of the mat into a banana pose. And we'll stay here for a couple of minutes. Okay, so bringing your lower and upper body back to the centre of the mat. And then bending your knees, bring your knees up into your chest, give them a hug, and give yourself a little back massage on the mat. Taking your knees in circles or side to side, whatever feels good. And then arms out to the sides with your palms up, arms at shoulder height, and just let your knees drop down towards your right armpits and look over to the right. Relax your lower back. And then rolling back to centre, taking your knees down towards your left armpit and looking over to the right. And on your next exhale, rolling back to centre. A little bit of a back massage again. And then bringing the soles of your feet together on the floor, let your knees drop out. Bringing your arms overhead and holding your elbows. Relax your belly, your face. Change the crossing of your elbows. If this pinches your shoulders, then just keep your arms down by your sides. And releasing your arms, using your hands just to bring your knees up, stretching your legs out, feet apart, let your feet flop out to the side, shoulders on the ground.
palms facing up into final relaxation. Shavasana. Just giving yourself a quick body scan to make sure that everything's released and sinking into the floor. Just check that your forehead and all around your eyes are relaxed. The jaw, the tongue. And if you're using a recording, just stay here for as long as you like. And the rest of us, if you want to just bend your knees and roll onto your side and bring yourself up slowly and carefully into a comfortable seated position. Palms together, base of your thumbs into your sternum, fingers spread. Bow your head. Namaste.